TV Nation, Brotastic Voyage. This is your man Boggsy here, your boy Boggsy, whatever. Actually, it's my nickname tonight is not served, but serving Boggsy, and I'll explain that later. I am excited to announce we have a new format here. And for y'all that may be seeing this on not Facebook Live, we'll explain that later. uh, for the first time, there's now four of us, and we're some dudes with tudes up in here, dude. So let me first and foremost throw it out to my main man, my partner in crime, the OG original, Go Army Jake. What's up, brother?
Go Army, Jake. What's up, everybody? It's good to be back, Bogsy. Dude, it's almost three
It
and a half
is.
weeks since we've done an episode. So yeah, go Army, Jake, Steve-O, Jake the Snake, whatever fits your fancy. I'm here to have a good time. I was having a good time until Facebook decided to be a bitch. So
Dude, I
yeah,
know.
we'll
Facebook is
talk
a
about that
bitch.
later. So thanks, Bogsy. Good to see you, brother. I'm glad we're here, and I'm excited today. We got a lot of exciting stuff to go over today, so it's gonna be a good episode.
Yeah, I'm excited. We have dude, like I said, the new format. We got like sort of our own Fred from like the Howard Stern show. Is that what we're calling him?
Yes, so Fred, so we'll get there. So I will explain that. Yes, but yes, we got a new Fred, man.
Gee.
And but we'll get there. We'll get there because we
Okay, well,
need
yes,
sound table
Fred.
for him and everything, which we don't have yet. And whack whack whack
Wah,
whack
wah,
whack
wah,
whack whack.
wah. Well,
Uh,
okay, so we're not gonna announce him yet. Then he's just got to be quiet, and we'll have to bring that up. So, I guess we do need to talk about something though. Why have we taken such a long hiatus from episodes?
where to start, man? Actually, God, dog, dude, that's how you know you're getting old. I don't remember.
Mm,
I had to push it last Sunday because I had something going on with the wife, and then you
yep.
were gone all week. The week prior, we decided not to do it already because the week prior to that, we decided to go every other week. And so, and here's the
Mhm.
reason why, ladies and gentlemen. So I know we are still new to this, and just to preface, I don't know if I'm stepping on Bogsy's feet here, but we are amateur
Ouch.
hour all day, but professionals at heart. And what I mean by that is that we are just two dads, working husbands, fathers, entrepreneurs, soldiers, whatever you want to call us. So we do this in our spare time. The week to week was getting hard, and we want to be able to put more videos out for you guys because that's what the fans like. That's where we get most of our engagement. And so we decided to push it 2 weeks, and then that 2 weeks turned into 3 weeks. So, and that's just because we are we're working people, and when it comes down to it, and so we will be 2 weeks out from every Monday or Sunday. I'm not even going to limit us to Sunday or Monday, right? Because we just don't know our
Right.
schedules, and that's why. So that's why we have not been on for almost 3 weeks. So
And hey, we're still faster than TxDOT building the highways. So I'm just gonna
Thank
say
you.
that.
Yes,
There it
absolutely.
is. See, there you go. See
I
our
love.
other guest speaker.
I saw a meme the other day. It said, "Oh look, looks like they created a shortcut over there. So let's start some construction over there." And it
Yeah, I
was talking
saw
about
that.
tech. It was talking
Yeah.
about tech dot. I was like, "Oh no, that's fucked up, man."
Uh, well, it is good to be on here, brother. I'm excited. We've got a really badass guest, and then now a moderator who was supposed to be here for Facebook Live. He did show up to formation in time, but
It doesn't matter.
but it didn't matter. So it still worked out for him. I guess before we bring them on, we always have to talk about today in American history, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So, by any chance, do you have any idea what today of 9/14, September 14th, is
Hmm.
significant for? Anything?
I no. I
It's okay.
mean, this might have been the day that President Bush talked after 9/11, maybe 20 years ago. I don't
Yeah.
know. I
I mean,
mean,
actually, no, that I believe that was that night of when Bush
man,
that was there on
yeah,
9/11.
maybe.
So yeah, that was a
Yeah.
good one. I would have. I mean,
That's
I,
my
I,
best guess. I have no idea. September 14th. I don't know.
I'm just gonna say this. I went looking. I was really bummed because there was not a damn thing in September 14th that really stood out. I was looking through all this and go, none of this makes any sense. So I'll just say I'll pick the one of the facts, I guess, that they had on this day on September 14th, the inauguration of Theodore Roosevelt in 1901. Okay. I mean, that's
Okay.
it. So today's not a very important day, guys. I'm sorry.
Or
Sorry to say
today,
it.
from this point forward, we need to Google this and get it on Google. I don't know how that works to get information on Google. Today is the day, 1 year ago from today, that BTV said today was important because BTV created today about today.
Oh,
Does
that's
that make
right.
sense?
Did it?
You
Wow, did it
lost me.
really?
That's some Inception level shit right there, brother. So,
Yeah.
Hey,
uh,
one. I know you can't really see me, but I have to throw this in here. You did. I looked up the this day in history for September 14th, and Boggs, I thought this was going to be the one that you mentioned. It says uh, the Golden Girls debuted.
Oh, this guy's got jokes coming in. We haven't really
Bogsy loves
introduced
the
him yet.
older
Look at this.
women. He
All
does.
right.
Yeah.
All right. I can see what kind of episode this could be. And I like it. It can be a spice and meat, but all right. I love it. He's putting
He's
shots
already
across
throwing
the
around
bow
things.
already, and I just got started. All right. So without further ado, then, since he
Yeah, who is this mystery man you have with
yeah,
I
us?
know.
so
Who is
kind of
this?
bring up the TV
Oh, shut
sitcom
up.
of the 80s here. So gosh dang it, he was so picky. He wanted me to come in with this badass intro for him.
Oh
That
Hold
doesn't
boy.
sound
on.
like this guy.
Let me read all this.
Oh, here we go. Hey, it's gonna be something Honda driven, I bet.
So first and foremost, yes, he's known to be riding around town in two wheels on a Honda. He hasn't broken down yet, but we're good. Uh,
That,
That's because
that's the.
his
so
that's because his friends with the Harley are right there to help him out.
right, 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 yeah.
That's not true.
Uh, he is from California, so don't
Boy,
feel
you're built.
bad for him that he's a Niners fan.
Yeah,
Niners fan.
guys, that's the episode. That's the episode, guys. Good, glad
That-
to have y'all. Thanks for
no,
coming
no,
on.
You just lost half the audience.
because there it is. No, but let's get serious now for now. So I met this brother in our Guardians of Children organization, and what's really awesome about it is the four of us that are all here are all because of that organization. So I think that's really neat that we all got to meet each other and had amazing friendships and brotherhoods blossom from this.
Oh yeah.
But I will say this, his nickname is Free. So that's why he has free on his picture. Not that he's free, ladies. He is absolutely not free. He's actually married to his beautiful wife, Maggie. Gosh, how many years?
And
Was it
and
28? 28, right? 28 years. In 20 years, amazing
Wow.
years. Poor Maggie. She deserves a medal.
Oh,
Uh,
you ain't joking
gosh,
there, brother.
I
yeah,
met this
he is
woman.
one ugly mug, so
I
she
know, man. I was
definitely
like,
deserves some medal.
and he wears these sandals everywhere, smelly feet all the time. Oh, gosh,
Balkans, Birkenstocks all day, baby.
Tevas.
Yeah, get them right. They're Tivas. He's already told me that. He yelled at me for that. No, but seriously though, he was a badass brother. I got to meet him and know him, and then I got to understand a little bit more about what he did. He is a veteran, guys. He served with the U.S. Air Force, and dude, he's a pararescue jumper. That's
That's pretty
phenomenal,
pimp. That's
right?
pretty pimp.
I mean, he was texting me so much stuff, and then I mean, dude, it's 10 years plus, so 2 years of training, entered U.S. Air Force in April 6th, 1992. See, dude, you got your date down. You started PJ and Doc, like Buds or for Buds for SEAL training, right? And then graduated PJ school March 1994. And then you had
God
to go to
damn.
England in July, right? So dude, I thought everything's cool now. I mean, I do. We want to talk about that. Obviously, we mentioned his wife Maggie, but he's got three beautiful girls, just the best girls you've ever met. He says they drive him crazy. I don't know. I think, I mean, yeah, he is
That's
outnumbered.
because I drove them first.
That's right. I was just gonna say, that's right.
Ayo,
They're
ayo.
probably like, Dad, it's all you. It's because of you. We learned from watching you. So anyway, I'll wrap this up because there's so much he's doing. Right now, he is a critical care respiratory therapist, and he
Very
was
nice.
literally not only ready to save lives in the Air Force in his service, but he actually is saving lives when COVID hit. He was like the guy that everybody had to have on their team. And in fact, he was doing trips across country to be at hospitals to help out. So it was
Wow,
amazing
awesome,
what he
dude.
was doing. Yeah. So, well, without further ado, I call him Free. He also goes by Justin. Welcome to the program, Justin Ivy or Free.
Ayo. Virtual
Yo.
clapping. Clap,
Yeah,
clap,
Hey,
yeah.
clap.
Just clapping.
I appreciate you having me on the show.
Absolutely.
Looking forward to some fun hour-long discussion of just jokes, I'm sure.
Oh,
something like that.
It's something like that. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and
something
the
like
other, yeah, the other guy that's mentioned, I know Steve. I was going to let Steve do this one. Actually, you want to do it because I mean, we should introduce who our Fred guy is here.
Yeah,
The
so
guy in
I
the
think
dark over here.
he was interrupting us earlier, and I'm like, God damn, you're already not like Fred, dude. So I think he has coined Fred for the rest of this episode, the rest of our lives. Fred. So everybody, this guy needs no introduction. So Dallas, welcome to the program.
Yeah.
So we brought Dallas on because we wanted to go Facebook Live, but Facebook because and the point behind that was what we were hoping to go Facebook Live, have Dallas. So anybody that's a fan of Howard Stern show, which I am a big fan of, I know all of our people on this show have like him or at least know of him. It's Fred is that guy. He's a background guy. He's pulling facts, keeping track of time, and but then he jumps in with this witty
my big
banner.
wiener. My
Wow,
big wiener. Yeah, my
the
big
bitty
wiener. Yes.
wiener.
He jumps in with his witty banner every now and then, and that's Fred, and he's just a good guy, and so that's what we're bringing Dallas on for. And he's gonna be our guy going forward. I am gonna nail this fucking Facebook Live shit, dude. And you know what? I'm gonna try one more time. If Facebook don't work with me, we're going to YouTube, baby. All right.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Let's
cool.
do it. Monetary.
Yep.
So, Dallas, welcome to the show. Of course, we are BTV, so Brotastic Voyage now. So luckily, if we fire the guy, we don't have to rebrand again. So that's what. So that is a warning to you, Fred, that you're on thin ice already. And no, we're not talking about a Zamboni. We're talking about thin ice, okay?
Yeah.
So, Devon,
Hey,
that's
I'm
what we
here,
have
though.
on this
I'm
episode.
here,
So
okay?
thanks for being a moderator,
That's right.
brother. You're going to bring so much
Absolutely.
added flair and crayon eating jokes to the group. So
I was waiting
Yeah.
for it. I knew it was gonna be mentioned.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Jake, you never did answer that question on the text, by the way.
Oh, what'd you text me?
I asked you, so you said it's now a tell everybody. So have you told everybody yet?
No, but everybody likes to tell me. I tell everybody that I have the haunts for this main guy named Josh Boggs. And they're like, who the fuck is this?
Oh yeah, you called
I'm
him
like-
funny earlier.
I'm
I'm
hot
like,
now.
only the best real estate agent in San Antonio. Although I talked this guy up and everybody sent to him does not buy a house. So but you know what? Boggsy is a good mentor because, like, you know what, brother? I just appreciate that you send me people and you try. I
Oh,
try,
yeah.
but this is my third go, and the guy's like, "Oh, I think I'm gonna rent now." And I'm like, "Bro, I don't."
Oh.
And this guy outranks me by a little bit, so I was, I thought something cool, but I'm not the one to go question him because, I mean, he's my superior, so that's not what he told me originally. So we'll leave that there. So
I ain't gonna lie. That's why I was like getting excited. Okay, this could be the one. And then he's like, "Oh, bro, I already got a house in Florida. I don't want to be buying anything else. I'm probably gonna rent." I was like,
I promise you, brother, that's not the conversation we had. But so I tell you what, my record is so bad with Boggsy and getting him a referral that finally when a referral buys when I refer a friend to him and he buys I'm gonna pay you $200, Boggs. That's what I'm gonna do. I know Boggs said he'd give me 200 if I get him a referral, so I'm gonna give you the 200. So. But yeah, so welcome Dallas, or Fred. I think Fred's stuck. I was a little get used to it. So
you want me to go ahead and change my name to that or what?
You can stay Devil Dog Nation, Fred. It's all right. We'll get to that.
Devil Dog Fred.
So Boggsy, back to you, brother.
Well, no, yes, guys, it's awesome. Free. We're gonna get into this in the mix, but guys, the tradition is for BTV, we're having adult beverage if we can. So. What is everybody drinking tonight? I'm going to start it off real easy. I've got an early morning, guys. I'm taking my team out on our boat, and I know I owe Free and Maggie a trip on the boat.
Yes.
This is the first time we've gotten the boat out this whole year. So,
I know, man.
Well, because Canyon Lake's been so low, and so we have to get there super early. And so, we have to be there by like 7:30 in the morning. So, and it's about an hour and 15 minutes away. So, anyway, I'm just taking it easy, guys, with Miller Lite. That's you can just see the floating bottle.
Hey, I'm just glad you didn't say Bud Light.
Oh, hell no.
Hey, and you know what? Miller Lite only has one more carb than Michelob Ultra.
Yes,
so,
exactly.
I mean, you're doing something right with your life there.
So. Hell yeah.
So what's Jake drinking then?
Yeah.
Rum and Coke.
No, Twisted
No, man.
Teas.
So I
Oh.
also have to be up early. So
Mm.
we got our FTX this week. So I'm actually working tomorrow again. So I'm drinking my Voodoo Rangers. So not Twisted Tea,
I
Okay.
was
Fred.
close.
Not
I
not
was
Twisted
close.
Tree, Fred. But I do got something very similar. So I passed my height and weight today by the grace of God.
Thank you, Lord. Thank
By a
you.
thin hair.
Yeah.
They're like, we're counting you at 70 inches. Is that right? I'm like, yeah, that's right. I'm usually 69, but let's go
Yeah.
with 70. And
That's
that one
not
extra.
what she said.
That is not what she said.
Oh,
Because,
She
for
said
the
70
win.
centimeters.
Yeah.
yeah.
She said, I'm leaving. That's what she said. All right. So free, what are you drinking there? What are you throwing some Belgian beer, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So I don't know if y'all can see that, but it's called La Trappe,
Ooh.
and I discovered this in 2015. No, actually, went to Holland in 2022
Mm.
with a World War II veteran, and I was his guardian, and we enjoyed two of these beers every single night, and it's pretty much as as much of an honor as you can possibly have when you get to sit where battle was fought 80 years ago, and have a beer with World War II veterans. So that was pretty cool.
That's right.
And
So
I want to bring that up, but yeah,
I
go
do.
ahead.
That's the first thing I want to dive
Yeah.
into. So
Yeah.
Fred, what are you sipping on tonight? Because I want to dive. That was the first question I was going to ask him.
Yeah.
Fred, what do you got? What are you sipping on?
So I'm doing a little bit of healthy tonight, gents. I made myself some lemon, well, vodka lemonade. How about that? Vodka
Vodka
lemonade.
lemonade. Wait, that's
So
healthy? What's
yeah, I'm
healthy
saying
about
what
it?
Yes,
what what
yes,
makes it
Yeah.
healthy
because
in
of
your
the
terms?
vodka. Because of the vodka. Okay,
Oh, there you
only
go.
because of the
Oh, okay.
This
Got it.
this guy must be a commie. So free. We might need to report this guy here in real soon.
vodka.
How not to go too political, but how Trump calls Kamala, Comrade Kamala.
Yeah.
Oh
Comrade
yeah,
Kamal.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, we
I think
call her
it's hilarious.
camel toe
Oh, we just
Kamala
got
over else.
demonetized. We just got demonetized.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, guys. You just got
Yeah.
us completely banned. That's all good. Hey, it's all good. We still got love for you. Uh okay, so yes, gosh dang, Steve-O and I were just excited about this. We don't ever have anything in structure, so we just sort of throw each other out there. So yes, I did want to bring that up because you mentioned being a guardian of a World War II veteran, which you've been doing for a while now. Talk to us about that. How did you get assigned? What's the deal? Tell us about it, dude.
What's
So I,
so yeah? What's the name of this thing? The campaign that you're on with it.
well, I've actually been a part of a couple of them. So I'll just start with the origin. I PCSed to my final base at Randolph Air Force Base here in San Antonio in August of 2010. Once I got settled, first week, at end of August, first week of September, I got just a general email that was requesting active duty members uh, get in their Class A's, or our dress blues, as the Air Force calls it, because we're not as formal in our terminology in regards to that, but um, to show up at the San Antonio International Airport and form a gauntlet of active duty members, reserve, retired, anybody who could still fit in their Class A's, basically, of all branches. And World War II veterans were going to be escorted down to the terminal gate and flown to Washington, D.C. to visit the World War II Memorial. It's a program called the Honor Flight Network. It originated with a gentleman who simply just wanted to honor his father's service in World War II. Specifically, it was specifically established to honor World War II veterans, and it just exploded, and it went all across the country. Um, many chapters were formed, and so it was just an absolute honor. It was not even a second thought. I obviously coordinated with my leadership, and I was there. As soon as I saw how well organized it was, the very first uh, minute I approached the president, who's retired sergeant major in the Army. He was a Ranger, and he's very, very, very close friend to this day. His name is Tracy Huff, and he's just a phenomenal guy. I just walked right up to him and said, "How do I, how can I join your organization? How can I be a part of this incredible mission?" And he looked at my chest and saw what I had done, and he goes, "You want to be the medic?" And so um, we did 9 flights total, taking 330 plus World War II veterans to Washington, D.C. And
Wow.
I was on 6 of those flights as the medic.
Damn.
Man.
And it's just an absolute honor. And from that, um, just one day in Bernie, I was having coffee with Tracy, and he just looks at me and goes, "Hey man, do you want to go to Holland?" and and I literally looked at him and I go, "Dude, I'll quit my job to go to Holland," because I knew I knew what he was about to say. I knew it had to do something with World War II veterans. I did not know the veteran that I was going to be a guardian of, um, but or for, I should say. Um, but he did well over 20 years in the in World War II he was in the Navy. He was a radar man, um, in the Navy, and he never was in combat, but he was a direct support, troop transport, and then just paying attention to um, all the submarines are trying to sink our ships and stuff like that. So
So free, brother, I gotta say something. You said it too. I'm really impressed and I'm proud of you.
Oh
Most
yeah.
women get jobs because dudes stare at their chest. You
Yeah.
got a job because a dude was staring at your chest. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Just wanted
yeah,
to throw it out there. That was really good.
yeah,
So
so yeah. I mean, I was a master sergeant. Yeah, I was a master sergeant at the time, and E7, and it just I had a couple more things on my chest than the average E7 does in the Air Force. So
Like a mole, okay,
yeah,
or a cyst, okay.
yeah, exactly.
Damn.
Yeah,
A third nipple.
Third
yeah,
nipple could have been ET.
yeah.
What is that
Yep.
growth? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so
So,
when you say, oh, go ahead, Steve, go ahead. You want to ask?
well,
My
yeah.
bad.
So, no, you're good, man. We're going back and forth, but so, okay, so, so I gotta first ask you this. So, in light of the situation, not to make fun of it, but what was your thought process? Not only because when we're talking World War II, man, we're talking, over not over 100, but very close to 100 years ago, right? Like 80 something years. So even know that these are adult people, but they are elderly. So what was your thought process going through it? Because that's, flying. You talking about cardiac arrest type situation, blood clots and stuff like that. So I can't imagine that you took that offer uh, easy, right? I
Lightly.
imagine you
Yeah,
have to
lightly.
contemplate, right? Because there's very possible. Some of these guys can't even walk anymore. I'm sure a lot of them are on medication to help them get through the day. So, like, what was your thought process? I imagine it was like a no-brainer still, of course, because who wouldn't? Anybody that served and anybody that has true love for this country and just freedom across the world would honestly say yes. But what was your thought process that to, actually accepting it? And how, as a medic, I bet that was a daunting answer, right, or a daunting question.
Yeah. So every single World War II veteran went through a pretty in-depth medical screen. They had to be cleared by not just a physician, but their physician. Um, to make sure that if they were non-ambulatory, if they could not, walk on their own, then that's a big reason why the guardians were assigned. It was a 1-for-1, so every single veteran, even if they were 100% mobile and healthy, they still had a guardian. We just didn't want them drifting off. But
Right.
when I started back in 2010, the average age was in the low 90s.
Right.
My last, I was at the 80th D-Day celebration this year in France. with the same World War II veteran. And, our average age of the World War II veteran on that flight, we took 66 World War II veterans with us to France. And the average age was 97.
Wow.
And the oldest World War II veteran on our flight was 107.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, I believe
Holy
it. I mean, you're talking
jeez.
1940s, or yeah, 1940s to
Yeah.
now, and then most of these guys were 18 years old. So I mean, they already got a 20-year jump on them. So I mean, and we're at the 80-year mark roughly, give or
Yeah.
take a few years. So I mean, that does not surprise me. So
Yeah. So now that the flight that I went on in June was hosted by American Airlines. They funded everything with all the additional, of course, support. And so we had our own 787. We had our own crew that literally gave up. They did not get paid to go on this trip. They actually used their PTO to be the pilots, co-pilots, the whole air crew to take us
badass.
over there.
Wow.
And it was just an insane flight. And we were there for 10 days. We did pretty much everything you can imagine. Went to several of the battlefields, to the cemeteries. I mean, I don't know if anybody has ever actually paid attention to how well France maintains their cemeteries, the American cemeteries over in France. It's just, I mean, it's prime steak country. It's absolutely immaculate.
Huh.
Make our cemeteries look like an absolute joke.
Wow.
You
Would
know?
never have known
Wow.
that.
Yeah. So, but
So as far as going over there, so because there's so many things I think me and Boggs, you want to touch on with you and Fred too. So, but one thing I have to ask is, me being in the service member, Fred served, you served, Boggsy was, sipping lemonade on the beach somewhere with some, bimbo. But
Uh,
how does just being there as a service member, knowing because everybody that served, whether you're kicked out, you only did 4 years, you did 8, you did 20, we have a sense of brotherhood, camaraderie, and you just understand. Well, I wouldn't say you understand, but you have a good feeling of the sacrifice, the testament of our fellow brethren and sisters there. So I can only imagine being there on your own. I would love to go, and that's on my bucket list someday, just to go myself and just kind of sit there and feel that. Like recently, just a side chat, we went and saw the Declaration of Independence when my mom was in town with the kids. The kids kind of ruined it for me, but I teared up a little bit, man. My wife, like, because and I say that I jokingly to add some jokes to it, but like seeing the Declaration and being in the presence of what this country was built on, I was just, and I was so giddy, and my wife's like, I haven't seen you this excited in so long, and I'm like, because I mean, this is it. This is our whole country was built on this paper, but the same sense of being there in Normandy and all those places. So I can only imagine how you felt, but like, what was that like going there with these heroes that served and been there? I bet the emotion was running. Like, so I mean, give us a little glimpse of what that looked like.
uh, well, let me just go back to my retirement month in 2015. I got to do this trip for the first time, and Tracy had, made me a part of the team, and I had a different World War II veteran then, so I got to go. Well, I did not have a veteran. I went with another um, way to serve and honor World War II veterans, and that was with a World War II parachute demonstration team called Liberty Jump Team. And I'm sure we're going to hit on it a little bit, but I was static line and free fall, qualified in the Air Force, and that's where my nickname comes from, is free falling, because
what's up?
I absolutely loved skydiving in the military.
Free
And
fall.
I am an absolute Tom Petty fan.
Tom
So,
Petty fan. Yeah. Rest in peace.
exactly.
Yes.
So, but um, we would basically wear exact replicas of World War II attire. We didn't have silk parachutes, thank goodness. But
Right.
we went over there. We jumped out of C-47 that was actually used in World War II. And
Wow.
we jumped onto 3 uh, drop zones that were utilized by the 82nd on
Wow.
D-Day.
Whoa.
Wow.
Um, the 3 jumps that I did was Omfreville, Grenier, and then St. Mariclis. And St. Mariclis was like the culmination. That's where the actual D-Day ceremony on June 6th is all convened, and almost everybody in France just comes and participates in that. So I have some really, really incredible memories of being there to honor them. And when I landed, real quickly, when I landed under canopy on Grenier, um, that was an absolute massacre of our airborne soldiers. The SAS had elevated position, and they flooded the field. And a lot of the paratroopers, when they landed, they were stuck in mud and drowned.
Wow.
And so when I landed on that ground, we all kind of got together, and it was just an absolute, I mean, goosebumps on my arms right now as I tell the story. So it was just knowing that I was literally not only standing on hallowed ground, but I parachuted like they
Yeah.
did
Yeah.
Yeah.
on hallowed ground. And that was just that was a pretty significant event in my life.
That's wild,
Wow.
man. Yeah.
Well, I know Dallas has I mean, I'm sorry, Fredo has something he had to say. He said his grandpa was a World War II vet, right, Dallas?
Yes, my grandfather was on the USS Yorktown. Uh,
Wow.
it
Okay. I
it
know
got
about
when
Yorktown.
yeah,
That got shot
when
down.
it got sank, and then West Virginia came by and picked him up. So, but he had to tread water for, I think it was like 16 hours
Wow.
before he was picked
Damn.
up by the West Virginia. But
Woo.
yeah, yeah, it was pretty tough for him. Um, my grandma and grandpa were totally separate beds after that, after he got out,
I'm
Mm.
sure.
because he had PTSD even before PTSD was a thing. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
he used to beat the piss out of my grandma in his sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Jeez.
Well,
Wow.
I mean, historically, there's a lot of the people that died in sinking ships were actually they died because of sharks.
Hmm.
And that's
Really? What do you mean?
Eat them, dude. There's shark
yeah,
infested waters.
shark infested waters.
Oh,
Read
I'm
about the
sure.
Indianapolis that
Yeah.
got sunk.
So, and that, I mean, that's I couldn't even imagine. I mean, obviously we've seen the movies, but I mean, until you've been in the open, you
I
know,
about to say the
At
open
night.
ocean, dark at
yeah,
At
night.
night.
Oh hell
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah, man! That's
yeah,
one of those situations. You got that ghost fever where you feel like everything's touching your feet,
Ooh.
and
yeah.
yeah.
So, I mean, as far as going back to the World War II um, opportunities that I've had, I'm extremely thankful. I can't express enough just how important these men and women that served our country in World War II are. They paved the path that we all have treaded upon,
Yeah.
and they are the they are the true source of where our core values come from. They laid down their shovels and their pitchforks, and they went to battle, to fight an evil that none of us can ever even imagine today.
Oh, I
It's,
bet.
and
Yeah.
certainly the youth of today, it's just disgusting how little they know. And
So
it's imperative that we teach them.
so, Bart, I want to shift you to get you some time to get your next question out because I know you have some good, but I, I have to agree with you right there. One of my biggest problems, like the other day, I got off late and my wife and kids were going to dinner. Like, come with me. I'm in my uniform, and one of the reasons I don't like going out, I said I don't want to go because I'm in my uniform, and right, because people think me from our service, and it's one of those reasons right there. That's one of my biggest reasons. I've deployed. I've seen some light stuff, but nothing like World War II, Vietnam, and World War One. Like in Dallas, you served 4 years. I know we signed on the dotted line, and I would still will gladly give my life, but that was true guerrilla warfare type. Dog eat dog. I mean, we've all seen the movies of World War II and Vietnam. Like I couldn't even imagine, man. And that's another reason. It's like I served proudly, and I will proudly go to war again. But like, I mean, can you even imagine World War II jumping in D-Day, bullets flying everywhere? You said people were jumping in the mud and drowning. Dallas's grandpa, their ship got wrecked, and they're treading water for 16 hours.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
yeah.
it right there, dude. That's just wild. So
Well,
Well,
real quick, it's very important that we often tend to refer to the men who did all these things, and that is very, very important to recognize. But it's equally important that we recognize all the female support that we had, all the women
yeah,
that supported, and I've been to these countries with World War II nurses and with the fabricators who built the ships and helped build the planes. And it's really important that as we joke as brothers, that we mock the hurry up and wait army and the crayon eating marine, and the
there it is.
invisible navy, it just in the end, I mentioned this to Bogsy, we are nothing without each other.
Exactly.
None of us can truly execute our mission unless we all come together to execute the mission. And that's what World War II put on blast is we completely annihilated a force that had literally murdered over 6 million human beings,
Yeah,
and we kicked their to the curb. And
100.
that war turned the tide for the entire world. And you know it all happened when Japan went into
Yep,
Hawaii.
yep.
so I know I want to move on to something else too, but that is so powerful. So since I have you guys, three of y'all that have served, and I do the best I can to serve y'all, and all the the military brothers and sisters out there. So I'm just curious, especially free, since you have been there and seen the sites, maybe probably some of the pillboxes that are still there, if they have all of that stuff. In your mind, what is the best, in your opinion, what is the best World War II betrayal movie? Like what movie just embodies exactly probably what these guys were going through?
Very good question. Look at my boy coming in clutch, dude. That's a good question right there. I love it.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
it's a very easy question for me to answer. To be honest
Yeah.
with you, I would just pull up Band of Brothers,
Uh,
and watch the I think it's like six different movies put together.
Yeah, they do that.
And then they also have the offshoot of that. They have the Pacific.
Oh, fucking
So
phenomenal.
if
yep.
you sit down and you watch all of that, and you will be just awed at what these men and women did for our country. And the World War II veteran that I was with in Holland and in France, and we went to Louisiana together, and the World War II, the National World War II Museum is in Louisiana, and that's a phenomenal tour. And I've been there 3 times, and but anyway, uh, just being able to to not only be on the at these locations, but to hear the stories. And this past June, I was with 6 Medal of Honor recipients. And to
Wow.
be able to listen to
That's
their
amazing.
stories, was going back to what you were saying, that you don't want to be out in uniform, brother. I can't express enough how important it is that you are out in uniform. You should never feel that you are less than when you are the 1% of the nation that
Exactly.
protecting the nation. And when somebody comes up to you and thanks you for your service, you say thank you for recognizing, and it's an honor that I get to serve my country. you know
Amen. I've been telling him that Steve are free. He just
I
yeah.
don't listen.
Well, it takes an EA
and
he
it
said
is.
too.
It's just like, but I did deploy, and I got to go overseas, went to Iraq and Kuwait and stuff, but it's just selfishly, a lot of when I joined, and I'm open about this, I didn't join to serve my country. I was 18. I was young and dumb,
Yeah,
man. 100%. I joined. I said, you know what? I'm not ready for college. I can make some money, and they'll pay for my college, and that's what it was. Now I proudly serve my country now, and I
absolutely.
learned real quick. But and that's one reason, and the second thing is, like I said, I deployed once, but I not like, what I saw some minor, conflicts in Iraq, but nothing like World War II or Vietnam. And so it's like, I am very proud of my service. And I agree with you what you said. And that's what me and Fred here talk about often when we talk, and we had him on the podcast before, is that it is 1%. It's a 1% club in the sense that only less 1% sign up inside, because I will undoubtedly give my life for this country and our beliefs. But so, I mean, that's just my rebuttal to that, but I hear you, so yeah, yeah.
Well, okay, so Free said it. Band of Brothers and Pacific. I've seen Band of Brothers and Pacific. Great stuff. Dallas, Devil Dog, have anything to add? What would be anything different you would say in your?
Well, okay, so when I was in Okinawa, I went to these caves there where these Japanese soldiers were actually hiding out and everything. You got these battleships just bombarding and everything. And I've actually been through all them caves, and it was really cool. I think it was on Naha, I think it was.
Hmm.
But there was one cave you come out, and it's a cliffside, and I am probably going to say it incorrect what the actual term is. Let me go back to it. It's called seppuku. It's where they were, these Japanese officers, high-ranking officers, they were taking out their size, or not their size, but their little suicide swords, and they would stab themselves, slice, spin it up, turn it over, and it was just a suicide ritual, and it was absolutely crazy. And just to be standing on that place where all them soldiers, all them high-ranking officers did that was absolutely amazing to me. Mind blowing. Talking about tearing up, I was tearing up thinking about how many people died through all that whole
Yeah,
World War II. It was crazy.
That's
yeah,
wild.
Yeah.
And why were they doing that? Just because they had lost the war and
Yes,
yeah.
yes, they
Face
they
to
had
face
they
game.
hadn't gotten the word that the Japanese had lost, and that they were also being overrun by American and well,
Oh,
UN
immediate stuff. Okay,
soldiers.
go.
Yeah, and
Suicide was the better option than capture,
yes,
and that's
and
what they
sure.
instead
did.
of being
And
captured or
talk
whatever.
about
Oh
motherfucking
yeah.
dedication. I mean, that is it. To
Oh
God and
yeah.
country, that takes it to a whole nother level there.
Ooh, damn.
But well, I don't want to go there. Never mind.
I
So,
mean, we all know the term kamikaze because they
yeah,
didn't want to, they
Sure.
they
yeah,
were willing to kill themselves, to destroy their enemy and save face, and not bring dishonor to their family and
yeah.
country.
Yep.
Wild
So,
stuff.
so for the sake of moving things forward, so let me ask you this: from coming from the chair force, I know that PJ's is a serious thing, and he told me, now I want to be preface that he said, I'm gonna be cool till you lay the first joke. So there it is. So let's see how he fires back.
Uh-oh, there we go.
But the para jumpers, I mean, that is pararescue. That is something serious, man. You and Fred here have both had some more hardcore training than I've ever had. But
Hey,
tell me
that's what
about
I
that,
was telling
brother.
Bogsy. Bogsy was telling me about this dude, and I was like, and he goes, Air Force. I was like, oh, okay, I already come up with some jokes. All right.
Yep, yep.
And then he goes, but he was a PJ. I was like, whoa, okay. I know
So,
about them. I know
yeah.
about them.
Yeah.
No, no, no. I'm good.
So I know, but I want to hear your explanation just out of curiosity, being a PJ. So, well, I mean, what is your explanation between what a PJ is compared to the other forces? So maybe like the Marine Raiders and Army Rangers and stuff like that. And then how? I mean, and what was your experience with it? So let's two-part question. What you got for us?
Well, so as you had stated about your personal experience, I was 18. I didn't really know a whole lot about anything other than that I didn't want to go to college. I did college for 6 months. I was a pretty good student in high school. Played football and baseball 4 years in high school. I was raised in the water, so I was a fish. Growing up, my uncle was a captain in the Air Force. He was in Vietnam in the Army, and 2 weeks before I went in the Air Force, he told me about pararescue, and he's like, "Hey, just just something to think about. Um, just you're gonna hear about it because you're a male, and it's a male only, um, you know, uh, specialty code, job, and so what really sums up what I feel that I'm about, and it's to my core, is our motto, our mission statement, and we memorize it, and it's just embedded within our soul, in my opinion. And um, it ends with a very simple statement, but very powerful statement, and it says, "These things that I do, that others may live." And
Amen.
it's just tattooed right here on my arm, and um, it's it's just being able to be the guy with my team to go in and help somebody when they're at their darkest hour, and to bring them out of that, and to keep them alive until we get to that definitive care site, and hopefully they can come home to their families. That's what's important. And we trained uh, incessantly just to be really, really good at our skill set, and um, it was a great opportunity. So you want to ask me that question again, as far as the second part?
So
Nah, you're right out of time. Nah, nah.
Yeah.
Air Force guys, come on, man.
So the second part was like, how does that compare to like the Army Rangers, Marine
Oh, that's
Rangers,
right.
stuff like
That's
that?
right.
So,
That's right. Yep.
because what
Yep.
I know, and I don't know, Fred, if your experience is different. So, parajumpers, PJs, I always, or they were the tactical experts at relief, right? So, I mean, yes, y'all could go in and fight a battle, but you were more of get in, get out, save some lives, right? You
Yeah.
have the skills to be like the Green Berets and Rangers, stuff like that, but your job was more as get in, get out, and that's what I've always known about them. Outside
Yeah.
of you, I've never met a PJ, so yeah, I was just trying to get your comparison of what you think training and then overall operations, to
Yeah.
PJ from
Well,
other
yeah.
military services.
Yeah. On the special operations side of things, everybody has a corpsman. They have a medic.
Yeah,
What we bring to that fight is we are very well trained in weapons, and small team tactics, but we're more there. Our primary role is to be the trauma medic. So if somebody goes down, we're the ones that are going to be able to patch them up, and get help, if able, get them back into the fight. But our main mission is to go in and get somebody out. And we utilize rotary wing, fixed wing, to where we'll parachute in, and navigate to our you know our wherever our pickup is, and then move to an extraction point, or wait for extraction to come to us.
yeah,
And then we get out of Dodge. So I mean, I did 35 flights in Bosnia, and we were on MH-53s, uh, in absolute blackout conditions, flying map of the earth. And I mean, talk about exhilarating. But knowing that at any
Yeah.
point, we could get a call over our comms, that a pilot just got shot down. We're diverting to his position. We're gonna go pick him up. And that's what we were training for.
right.
So
Wow.
as far as comparing us, SEALs, a lot of people don't realize SEAL is spelled SEALs because it's sea,
The
air, and land.
Earth.
And so they pretty much focus on getting in, executing the mission, and getting out. But even SEAL teams have their corpsmen.
Yeah,
They're medically trained, asset. And when I was in Italy, um, from 94 to 97, we trained with SEAL Team 2 for 3 years, and
wow.
we were and we were a quick response snatch team. We our primary objective was to go in and snatch Milosevic and get him out. That's what we trained for. Um, we never got the call, but we trained all the time,
Oh,
you know,
dude,
to
always
execute
ready.
that mission.
Yeah.
And we competed every weekend against SEAL Team 2, and we kicked their butt every weekend.
Nice.
There it
You
is.
know,
Wow.
so,
Okay.
you know,
Exclusive, everybody.
yeah,
PJ's
you know,
got
Oh.
it.
you know, they brought us into their world too. You know, I got to skydive out of a CH-47 with them.
Wow.
And you know, we got to do close quarter battle drills with them. We got to,
Wow.
you know, do live fire drills, blow up some C4. You know, we got to really get to
Sweet.
do some. I got to shoot a 50 cal Barrett, you know, with them, and
Oh.
you know, it's just you know, a lot of really really incredible memories. You know, working cohesively with all branches. You know, again, to go back to what I said earlier, one team, one fight, execute the mission.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I got to fire that 50 cal Barrett too. That's a badass gun right there.
Dude,
Woo,
No
buddy.
I was
fucking.
getting ready to say same thing, man. I shot one in basic and then in Iraq. We got to do some field training with it, and talk about being a fucking man. Just getting a little chub, dude. I mean that. I mean, I don't know what
You got a
the
chub,
pound.
bro?
The
I
oh
got a
yeah,
full
dude.
on just riser, bro. Just full on, bro.
You know,
Well, this turned weird real quick.
buck
Yeah.
30, buck 30 specialist Sterlings in Iraq, and I mean, you gotta load that bitch, and you gotta put both feet up, planted. You gotta grab with both hands, and you cock that bitch. It's like, and you put two thumbs because that's how much pressure it takes on that trigger. And it's just, I mean, you're just fucking. I mean, you're just like, I'm just started yelling, America, you know. Like, that's,
Hey,
I mean,
but
that's what that gun
Steve-O,
gives you to it. I mean, that's what it is, brother.
Jake, that's just the 50 cal machine gun. See, now the
Yeah.
50 cal Barrett is the sniper
Oh, you're talking about. Oh
rifle.
yeah, I
Yeah.
ain't got the shoulder for
Yes, and
that, dude.
I fired both of them, but the sniper rifle is oof, buddy, man. You're talking about okay, so you got the machine gun, but you put that thing in your shoulder and you're feeling all that force,
It's like,
man.
I
It
ain't got
is
the shoulder for
beautiful.
that. Yeah, I love my
It is
shoulders.
beautiful.
My wife tells me it's her favorite feature, so I got to protect those. So
I'm gonna live vicariously through you guys. I never got to shoot one, so
Yeah.
as soon as I heard how much each bullet was, I'm like, no, I ain't paying for all that shit. Nope.
Yeah, $5 a bullet right now.
Yeah,
yeah,
son of a.
I've never driven a Corvette, but I get to live vicariously through you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, all right, I got
And
you.
I've never been 6'3", so I get to live vicariously through you.
Hey, and Free, you never got to ride on a real motorcycle either, so you got
Oh,
the.
there it is.
Well,
There we go.
Hey, his Honda's loud though. You gotta give him that. You
It
know,
putters.
hey,
It,
you
but
haven't seen my new bike, bro. You
I
I
have
have
not,
not.
have.
It's been.
you know. So
Oh, you mean
I don't have
Steve?
a
I have not.
I don't have a faded red. You know.
Oh, it's
Remember?
not the it's
Yeah.
not the old
Yeah.
red glory,
Mm-mm.
huh?
I have a 110 equivalent now. You
Yeah.
know.
I've seen
Ooh,
it.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. I see you. I
He's
see
She's a
moving
you.
on
beautiful bike.
up, man.
You know, Bogsy
To
will
the
attest.
top.
She's a beautiful bike.
It is beautiful, and he got a
And
big ass system on it.
Yeah.
yeah, and you know, just real quick, that in honor of Stitch,
Mm.
Stitch was a GOC brother who passed away during COVID. He was a paramedic, just an absolutely incredible guy. He put this bike together. It was his previously, but he built it. And you know,
Oh, I've seen that bike. I did not realize you bought that one.
yeah. So you
That's
know,
badass.
he actually he was talking about it at Black Cloud in Black Cloud's garage one day, and I just said, dude, you know, you want to sell it? And he goes, well, if I'm going to sell it, I'm going to sell it to somebody in the medical community, which
Yeah.
I am. So,
Yeah.
or you know, in the and not just GOC community, but he he
Just
wanted
medical in
somebody
general. Yeah.
medical to have it, and he didn't hesitate, and so he put his heart and soul into that before he ended up passing away.
Yeah.
And you know, so very very grateful because it's a beautiful bike.
Yeah,
Yes.
it is. It is. Well, guys, I want to talk to Free real quick about one thing. It's involving my background. So, for the listener that can't see my background, it is the Space Shuttle Atlantis on a takeoff flight. And I was a space shuttle junkie. I read the entire space shuttle manual, the flight manual. As a kid, I met several astronauts. I even have a signed poster from Eileen Collins, the first woman space shuttle commander uh, in my room. In fact, her it's over the bed. You know, it's great.
That's you
I do.
goddamn. I know
I
that's why you're my best bud. I already knew it. I'm like, you know
I
what? This dude's over here getting it to Norma, and he's over here looking at Eileen Collins. Like, yeah, baby,
uh,
lift
look.
off. Uh-oh, strap in for turbulence.
Yeah, yeah. Tell me what to do, Commander. Let's go to docking.
Hmm.
Uh, anyway, so Free, you were part of the shuttle program. Can you talk about that? I was really blown
Whoa,
away.
hold
Yes,
up, wait a minute. This
yes,
dude was what?
yes, yes.
Wow, okay.
Talk about it. Come on,
ETV,
bro.
this is an exclusive to half of
Hmm.
the host. So, yes, please talk about that. I don't
Yeah,
have posters of astronauts, but I am a big fan. So, yes, please.
yeah. So I was on 6 space shuttle missions in direct support. We were the rescue asset. So I was stationed in Valdosta from '97 to '99, and uh, then I went to Cocoa Beach, Florida, from November '99 until August of 2004. When I was in Valdosta, we supported NASA with the transoceanic abort landing sites
Yes.
in Spain, and then also in Djibouti, Africa. And basically, as soon as the space shuttle launches, within 5 minutes, the space shuttle is in range for oceanic rescue around near Spain.
Yeah.
That's how fast it
Yeah.
travels.
Wow.
And so the solid rocket boosters, once they ignite, they're on. And because a lot of people don't realize that the space shuttle is a glider; it's not an airplane.
Hmm.
So it does not have a way to maintain altitude. It's coming down. So um, when after the Challenger exploded, and I was in 7th grade when that happened. Um, they had to modify the space shuttle to where if they could get away from the main tank and get away from the twin solid rocket boosters, they had to obviously reduce their airspeed. And if the aircraft was not you know uh, able to survive to return to a landing site, then they had to be able to jettison from it. And so the plan was devised to have rescue personnel in various positions to where if that happened, we would be able to deploy 2 130s and 2 to 3 helicopters, and we would basically go to where the exit uh, area was over the ocean, and we would parachute out of the C-130 following a 15-foot Zodiac boat. And very meticulously we have to be able to land downwind downdrift of the 15-foot Zodiac, because we're in the middle of the ocean. Doesn't matter what the seas are, doesn't matter, we're there to rescue the astronauts. So we were very, very meticulous in how skilled we were at being able to control our canopies.
So yeah, with the canopies, that's what I want to know.
Yeah.
So you did these training jumps. So when you're jumping over the ocean, do you release your canopies right away before you hit the water, or you hit and then you got to release it right away? How does that
well,
work?
well, you're jumping out at about 3,500 feet from the 130, and it's just a what we call a hop and pop. And
Damn, that's still pretty high, I would imagine. I know that's not very high in the sense of jumping from a plane, but damn, I feel like you would jump much closer, but I guess not with a parachute. Never mind. I think about it. I guess
yeah, so I mean,
yeah.
we would basically have the Zodiac, roll out, and then we would follow it, and basically we would just dive out, get as soon as we got stable, we'd immediately deploy our parachutes, and then whoever became the low man for whatever reason, if he had a delayed opening of the canopy, whatever it was, the low man was the navigator, and he would basically just cue off the Zodiac, package. We called it a Ram Z, rigging alternate method Zodiac, and basically we would just follow it. And again, if it's at night, we're following a strobe light.
Yeah.
And so it's just a matter of trying to stay um, on its correct trajectory to where we would land, and then we'd swim over to the package. We'd break it down. We had cylinders on there to inflate it, and then we had probably a 75 horsepower engine that a motor that we'd put on it and fire it up, and then go to the nav coordinates that we were provided. Obviously, it's after establishing communications,
Right.
and then they would kind of guide us to where we need to be. Hopefully, be able to pick them up, and if they're not in pieces, pick them up and
Jeez.
patch them up, and wait rescue or wait pickup. So
See,
that was what I did in Georgia. When I went to Florida, it was direct support of the launch and recovery. And so we would basically be on helicopters, and we would, for several hours before launch, we'd clear what they call the box, which was approximately a 6 mile from width, I'd say, corridor of the flight trajectory of the shuttle, and we would clear that box to make sure that no ships were in that vicinity, so that when the shuttle launched, then we wouldn't have a Challenger issue, and then
Right.
potentially lose civilian lives from that. So I believe I did 3 or 4 missions doing that, which was pretty cool. So
jeez.
yeah. So to be, I don't know, 6 to 10 miles. I can't remember how far it was, but we would be sitting on the mating demating tower. So whenever the shuttle came in and landed, um, that 10,000, it just an enormous landing strip that it would come and land on, because again, it's a glider. Needs a parachute to slow down. It just we would be standing there watching the shuttle launch while our helicopters rotors were turning.
Spinning up. Yeah.
Jeez.
So it was an active, to where once it launched, we went over to the helicopters, and we just waited. Fortunately, we didn't
Yeah.
have to go,
It's one of those
because
situations.
What a way to watch a launch, you
yeah.
know?
So
From a
yeah.
carrier, like everything's cool.
But
Whatever.
from a
So
helicopter, no big deal,
yeah.
you know.
To
Helicopter. I
all
mean,
to all to all my PJ brothers, they, each and every one of them are my heroes. The ones especially, that have, passed, you know, as far as like Afghanistan, all that, you know, they're the ones who are executing missions on the daily, saving our brothers and sisters. So, nothing but mad respect for them.
yeah.
That's awesome. Well, damn, brother. Yeah, I could talk to you about that for days because, like I said, I'm a shuttle geek and a nerd. But I just wanted to talk to you about that. We didn't get to
Freaking
talk
nerd.
to you about your and I'm nerd.
Yeah.
We didn't even get to talk about your respiratory thing and what you went through with during COVID. Sorry, the beers are coming up. Man, it's like,
Good thing we have a medic here to help you through that,
right?
man.
I know, dude, no kidding. I mean, there's so many stories I can tell when you and I were together for GOC and just the stuff that you and I went through. It was really good. Man, it's almost like, dude, it's like these 1 hour episodes just they go by too fast. Um, so I guess the one thing I was going to ask you about the whole shebang is what has been the hardest challenge all your Air Force career as a PJ, your shuttle experiences, your guardianship for World War II, or raising 3 daughters and being outnumbered in your house, dude? That's a-
That's a
I
great
definitely know. I
question.
definitely know which one was scariest for me. So
right?
yeah.
Well,
As he looks over his shoulder, his wife's like,
yeah,
"Oh,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I'm gonna kill
yeah,
Bogsy."
yeah. And a man is not a complete man unless he's got a woman on his side.
Amen, brother.
I agree with that.
And I owe my life to her. So um, we do what we do uh, to fulfill our role as men, but we are nothing unless we have that woman by our side to complete us, to
Amen.
be our helpmate. And You know, we are very, very simple creatures. Takes four things to please us. You know,
Oh,
you
name
all know
them.
what they are.
Name
No,
them.
you know, so
Yes.
it's just you know, we're very, very simple. So, you know, the complexity, God save for the woman, you know, and you know, we spend our entire lifetime trying to figure that out. But in the end, I've been incredibly blessed with three beautiful daughters and a wife that have put up with me when I have my I believe it was referred to as my man period. You know, so, you know, so
Man.
when I have those moments, you know,
And
you
you're
know,
on that a lot. I've noticed. I was
yeah,
like,
well,
Yeah.
hey,
you
gotta
know,
watch this guy.
you know, it's just you know, to briefly touch on what I'm currently doing, you know, being a respiratory therapist, being bedside when a patient's, you know, struggling to breathe, and you know, to give them a vacation, a stay of loss of life, and then hopefully getting their bodies to a recovery point, and then them being able to walk out of the hospital is just fulfilling what I believe to my core is, you know, we do what we do that others may live, you know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's I love what I do. I feel that I'm really good at it. But you know, in the end, if you're not trying to help your fellow brother and sister, then why are you here?
Yep.
Exactly.
You know, you know, none of us are perfect. We all make mistakes. We all say stupid things from time to time. But in the end, we're here to serve each other, and it's so simple that we screw it up so much. But you know, um, for the love of God, don't vote for Kamala.
Well, no, you did. Uh, th- hey, now
And
let's
there
get
it
to our
is.
sponsors real quick.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, so I do love the fact that you enjoy giving the mouth to mouth still and resuscitating a
Yeah.
lot of those
Yeah, yeah.
patients.
And what
He's
I
like, yeah,
really
yeah.
hear is stay away from free because he has surrounded his life with death. It sounds like.
Oh, no.
So,
Uh-huh.
you know, it's someone's
Yeah,
dying, someone can't breathe, or someone's jumping out of a perfectly good airplane around this guy. So definitely,
Right?
let's not get beers together. Yeah, that's you and a Bongsy thing.
yeah.
Me and Fred here will stay happily on the ground and salute
Damn
you guys from
straight.
the sky. Yeah.
You're damn straight. You're damn
Yeah.
straight.
Yeah. There's damn one thing I know that I never could get free to do is all the badass things he always did. He could not go over 5 miles and over the speed limit on the motorcycle.
This guy, dude. You know, God forbid he get a $200 ticket. You
Come
know.
on, freak. Come on. You gotta laugh at that, dude.
Uh,
Oh, the arguments you
you
and I
know,
used to
so
have.
you know,
Uh,
I believe I was going 95 miles an hour when I had to catch the road guard to tell him that another one of our brothers fell off his bike.
uh,
You know, so
That makes a lot of
yeah,
sense
you
right
know,
there.
so you
uh,
know, when our road captain, you know,
yeah.
safety guy is just balls to the wall, not looking back. You know,
Uh,
so yeah, you know, we've all had our moments, you know, and I had my daughter on the back when I was going that fast.
yes, you did.
Jordan
Yes,
was
he
on the
did.
back.
I remember that, and that was a bad night. I
So
was not
Yeah.
present anymore, by the way. So that
Free
yeah,
was
was,
very upset that night.
yeah.
yeah.
Well, hey, you know, I mean, the reason why I'm not with GOC anymore is because you're not president anymore.
Me
Uh,
So
too.
you know,
Also because I moved, but
you are
me too.
an absolute incredible president, and you know, the brotherhood that you have here present right now, you know, was formed under your leadership and your
That's right.
guidance, and you always
Fred.
cheers.
you always brought us to you know, to our core mission, which that I take that very much to heart. If you're
Yeah.
not living the mission, then you're just a waste of space,
Yeah.
That's right.
you know. And I still, I mean, you can't see it right now, but right behind me, above the Air Force
Yes.
flag, is the GOC
I
flag.
saw that.
I'm not no longer with the you know, an active member, but the core of the mission will always be with me.
That's right, brother.
Well, you and I now talk about that. Things might change because I want to get your patch back. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah,
So,
we'll
and
talk
Steve
about
O's
it.
too.
I
But
will storm and cancel for you, brother.
yeah, there you go. Anyway, bro, I appreciate what you said. That meant a
Yeah.
lot. I was just really humbled by having y'all's company and being part of it because I literally sit here, no joke, listening to y'all stories when Dallas was telling his stories, Steve was telling his stories. Dude, I'm blown away. You guys are the real deal, and that's why I love being your brother and serving you and doing whatever I can to help you guys and your families out. So thank you for all that. So appreciate all of y'all. Seriously. So
No, no, bro.
what a
Hey,
love
you know,
session
I
here.
was just started thinking about it. So you're the only one that hasn't served in the military, and I'm the only one that hasn't served with the GOC.
Oh, there you
There
go.
always has to be two losers in the group. So now we know what they are. So thank you for
Wow,
pointing
there
that
you go.
out.
Hey, you know what, Jake?
So me and
Don't
Free got
ask, okay?
both.
Don't ask. We will
Don't
not
ask
And
me,
I
tell. All
will
don't
right.
not tell,
tell.
okay? I'm not going to ask you. 'Cause
He's gonna tell
I
everybody.
don't want to know that you like things in your butt, dude.
Gosh.
So,
Oh,
well,
jeez.
Free, I can't thank you enough for being on. I know, we like to keep these things short and sweet, but they were definitely not sweet today because you had, you paid homage and you had some just some recollection and some movements that you've been a part of that are glorifying but humbling in the same sense. So thank you for being on. There's a lot of things I have in my notes here I'm looking at that I didn't get to touch on with you, like the COVID thing, the three kids with
Yeah.
three
I
girls,
want to
not
talk
three
to the
kids, three
girls.
girls. I'm right there. Well, I'm right there with two girls. Being happily married for y'all just had a recent anniversary, right?
Yeah, well,
So
in May it'll be 29. So
right, and so that's what I
Jeez.
thought. It's like some 20, I was gonna say 25, 26 years, but still, like, I mean, that's just so for you are definitely welcome to come back. We will have you back here, and
And
Jeff
we'll do it
or
live.
yes, yeah. Now hold on now hold on. I might still be working on it by
Come
then, so
on.
no pressure, okay? Don't forget, I am in the army, so we
Oh,
do
that's
things at our own
right.
pace.
yeah,
Gosh,
because
dude.
yeah,
Yeah,
25's really close to 29.
that's
So
right.
yeah,
That's right. Very close. Very close.
We're lucky that Jake is actually sitting down and not on his knees. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
That's
Well, he's
true.
not
Because
in the Navy.
when the arm is underneath, everybody else, all the other branches are already dead. So I mean, let's
Good
just be honest
night.
there.
Here we go.
So as always, we here at BTV Brotastic Voyage, we like to end with a funny joke. So
There you go.
so Fred, I mean, do you have a good joke to end with? And I'll get to our special guest tonight, Fred. I got two lame dad jokes, but one of them I know I'm gonna get a good couple of laughs from. But what you got first,
I've
Fred?
got one lame dad joke. So why don't skeletons fight each other?
Hmm.
Because they don't have.
They don't.
Ooh,
They don't
ooh.
have the guts.
They don't
Skin.
have the guts.
Oh,
Yes.
Skin.
Okay.
sorry, dude. I ruined it.
Brunch.
I'm
Nah,
sorry.
you got it. You got it.
I
I
was like,
told
I've
you it was
heard this
lame.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the king of
All right,
lame
Free.
joke.
Now you gotta beat the Marine. What you got, brother?
Uh,
Oh my
What you
gosh,
got?
that has to be a dad joke.
I mean, it doesn't have. It
I
can be
mean, it's
sexual. It can be
yeah. I mean,
weird. It can be,
Okay.
it could be
just
tasteless. Like I've
yeah,
got one for you.
yeah.
Well, you have to be very careful when you're talking to young nurses, and you need to have an announcement made over the intercom system that your name is not Vagine, because the young nurse will not say Vagine.
Shut up. Somebody's name is Vagine for real?
Bobby has been there. He's like, "Yo, give me her number."
Yeah, no, I
uh,
want her
He's like,
number.
why does that sound familiar?
Vagine? What? Is that
Yeah, yeah.
Vaginaise? Okay. Wow. Steve, do you have one?
so
Because
I got two. You know me,
oh yeah.
because I never know which one's gonna kill with Boggsy because he's like a female and just moody all the time. So you never know what type of mood he's in. But
I'm
all
on
right,
man
so what's the
period.
difference between the Air Force and the Boy Scouts?
Oh boy. I'm staying out of this one.
What decade of Boy Scouts? So we have to clarify.
There you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
Free's like, hey, be more specific.
So what's the difference between the Air Force and the Boy Scouts? The Boy Scouts have adult supervision. So that's my first one. So I find that one kind of a
Okay.
hoot and holler. But here's a really good one.
Brunch.
So,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
good.
So what do you call Air Force mechanics that always carry wrenches? Why do Air Force mechanics always
Oh,
carry
Dude,
wrenches?
you already
why?
blew it
I
up.
know
I
he's
already
already
blew it.
chewing it up. Good old
Why
Army.
do
He's
Air
Army. What do you
Force
expect?
I still
exactly?
can't read.
I cannot read 100%. Nerd through and through. I am fully aware of my
It's
situation.
a good thing you can turn a wrench.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well,
Jake knows, I know my ABD.
yeah, you ask for a 3/8 and I bring you a socket wrench. So, yeah. Why do Air Force mechanics always carry a wrench? In
Working
case
on
they have,
plane.
in case they have to wing it.
Oh,
Come on, man.
wow.
You gotta give me that one. You gotta give me that
All
one.
Come
right,
on, man.
that's
Boxy, do you have
good.
one to close out? Do you have one?
Well,
that
I
you want to
do, and I don't want to close them out on this one because I was trying to find shuttle jokes and good old Reddit. And if you guys couldn't tell, if you guys go back to video, I started reading these. See, I've got a dark
You was
sense of
laughing
humor.
earlier. I was like, what the fuck
Dude,
is this guy laughing at?
I
And I
was
was
in
like,
tears and I can't believe people write these jokes, but
yeah, they do.
like Dave Chappelle said, like, humor flavors life, and even when bad things happen, you got to laugh at it, right? So here we go. Uh, where y'all ready for this? Oh gosh, I'm gonna be sober as I can.
Okay.
Where did Krista McCall spend her vacation?
I don't know who the fuck that
wow.
is. So I don't
Dude,
know.
that was the teacher in space
Mhm.
from the Challenger.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. In La La Land.
All over Florida.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, dude.
Boo! That was tasteless,
Wow.
man. Jeez, that's
Come
American
on,
Hero,
man.
man.
I
Look,
know.
free has no comments. That should tell you something right there, man.
No, okay. I swear to God, I was trying to find funny ones, and then this came up, and then the last one, I was like, oh my gosh. So
That's
what? Here's
good.
again. What was the last thing that Krista McAuliffe told her husband?
Florida sure is beautiful, or Florida will bring you to pieces.
You take care of the dog and the cat. I'll feed the fish.
Oh my
Oh my God.
gosh. All right, so from here at BTV, my motto is stay positive, friends. Free, do you have a motto you like to live by, brother? What is
That was good.
it?
The motto I live by is that others may live.
There you go. That's a good motto. And Fred, what you got for us, brother?
I'm sorry. I'm still trying to get my composure, but
Yeah.
live hard every day because you may not have tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right,
Uh,
Bogsy, what you got for us, Josh?
Dear Lord, please forgive me. That's what I was gonna
That's a
say.
good motto. That's
Yeah, that's
tonight.
good.
You
Yeah.
need that one. I'm just kidding. What's your
Oh,
motto,
yeah.
man?
No, it's live it up and level up every single day. So,
All right. Well, thanks for having you guys, Fred and Free, and for BTV. That's all we got for you tonight. Thanks for listening.
bye.